Notes from Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. The fundamental role of sleep in health and well-being. Sleep is one of the most essential biological processes, influencing nearly every system in the body. Regularly sleeping fewer than 6 or 7 hours weakens the immune system, increasing susceptibility to infections and serious illnesses, including cancer. Sleep deprivation is strongly linked to neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's, as it hinders the brain's ability to clear out harmful waste products. A lack of sleep leads to poor regulation of blood sugar, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes. Even moderate sleep loss can cause pre-diabetic states in otherwise healthy individuals. The cardiovascular system relies on sufficient sleep to maintain healthy blood pressure and heart function. Chronic sleep deprivation increases the likelihood of heart disease, stroke, and heart failure. Mental health is significantly impacted by poor sleep, with increased rates of depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts among sleep-deprived individuals. Unlike diet and exercise, which are often seen as pillars of health, sleep serves as the foundation upon which both rest. Without it, the benefits of good nutrition and physical activity are diminished. The body's internal clock and sleep regulation. The circadian rhythm is controlled by the suprachiasmatic nucleus, a structure in the brain that synchronizes biological processes with the 24-hour day. Light exposure resets the circadian rhythm daily, helping to regulate sleep-wake patterns. While the circadian rhythm runs on a roughly 24-hour cycle, it persists even without external cues, leading to predictable fluctuations in alertness and tiredness. People naturally fall into different sleep categories. Morning types, approximately 40% of people, wake early and feel tired earlier in the evening. Evening types, approximately 30% of people, are more alert at night and struggle with early mornings. The remaining 30% fall somewhere in between. Melatonin, a hormone released at night, signals the body to prepare for sleep, but does not directly cause sleep itself. Adenosine builds up throughout the day, creating sleep pressure. The longer one stays awake, the more adenosine accumulates, leading to an increasing urge to sleep. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors, delaying sleepiness. Because caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 7 hours, consuming it in the afternoon or evening can interfere with sleep. The circadian rhythm is strongest in the afternoon, leading to peak alertness before gradually declining in the evening as melatonin rises. Sleep stages and their functions. Sleep occurs in cycles, alternating between NREM, non-rapid eye movement sleep, and REM, rapid eye movement sleep. NREM sleep is predominant in the first half of the night and is responsible for strengthening memories by transferring information from short-term to long-term storage. It also provides clearing out unnecessary neural connections, thus refining learning and repairing the body by reducing inflammation and boosting the immune system. REM sleep, which dominates the latter half of the night, plays a key role in processing emotions, reducing stress, and improving mood stability, enhancing creativity by forming novel connections between stored memories, and strengthening problem-solving abilities and abstract thinking. During deep sleep, the thalamus, a sensory relay station in the brain, blocks external stimuli, allowing for undisturbed rest. REM sleep paralyzes the body to prevent people from physically acting out their dreams. The consequences of sleep deprivation. Sleep loss affects every aspect of cognitive and physical function, impairing performance, reaction times, and decision-making abilities. Chronic sleep deprivation cannot be fully reversed. Even after catching up on sleep, the body never fully compensates for what was lost. Sleep-deprived drivers are more dangerous than drunk drivers as they experience microsleeps, brief episodes where the brain temporarily shuts down. Long-term sleep loss accelerates aging by damaging DNA stability, making cells more prone to mutations and shortening telomeres, the protective caps on chromosomes that affect lifespan. Insufficient sleep weakens memory and increases Alzheimer's risk by preventing the brain from clearing out toxic amyloid plaques. Those who sleep less than 6 hours per night have a significantly shorter lifespan due to increased risks of chronic diseases. Sleep and emotional stability. A well-rested brain maintains emotional balance, whereas a sleep-deprived brain is prone to mood swings, aggression, and impulsivity. Sleep loss causes hyperactivity in the amygdala, the brain's fear and emotional processing center, making people more reactive to stress. Without proper sleep, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational decision-making, loses control over the amygdala. REM sleep helps process emotions, acting as overnight therapy by softening negative emotional responses. Studies show that people with chronic sleep deprivation have a higher risk of depression, anxiety disorders, and suicidal ideation. Insufficient sleep in children is linked to increased aggression, attention problems, and behavioral issues. Sleep and physical health. People who consistently get fewer than 6 hours of sleep per night are at significantly higher risk of obesity, as sleep loss disrupts hunger-regulating hormones. Poor sleep leads to insulin resistance, making it harder for the body to regulate blood sugar, which increases the risk of type 2 diabetes. People who sleep less tend to gain weight more easily, as their bodies store more fat, burn fewer calories at rest, and experience lower motivation to exercise. Sleep is critical for cardiovascular health. It lowers blood pressure by allowing blood vessels to relax. It reduces inflammation, which is a major contributor to heart disease. Those who consistently sleep fewer than 6 hours per night are twice as likely to experience a heart attack or stroke. Men who sleep less than 5 hours per night have significantly lower testosterone levels, reducing libido, muscle mass, and energy levels. Women who don't get enough sleep have irregular menstrual cycles and a harder time conceiving. A large-scale study found that people sleeping fewer than 6 hours per night had a 40% higher risk of developing cancer. The glymphatic system, the brain's waste-clearing mechanism, is most active during deep sleep. Without sufficient rest, toxins accumulate, increasing the risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Sleep through the lifespan. Babies spend around 50% of their sleep in REM. Sleep plays a key role in language development, emotional regulation, and learning abilities. Poor sleep in early childhood has been linked to behavioral issues and cognitive delays, as well as increased risk of obesity in later years. Parents should prioritize consistent sleep schedules and limit screen exposure in young children to improve sleep quality. During puberty, circadian rhythms shift later, making it difficult for teens to fall asleep early. Sleep deprivation in teenagers is linked to poor academic performance, higher risk of depression and anxiety, and increased risk-taking behavior like drug use and reckless driving. In young and middle-aged adults, career demands, stress, and technology use are major sleep disruptors. People in their 30s and 40s begin to experience a gradual decline in deep NREM sleep, which can lead to slower recovery from exercise, more difficulty retaining new information, and increased stress and irritability. Aging leads to less deep sleep and earlier wake times, making older adults more prone to daytime fatigue, memory problems, and a higher risk of falls and injuries due to sleep-related balance issues. Melatonin production declines with age, making it harder to maintain consistent sleep patterns. Older adults should get plenty of natural daylight during the day, avoid naps longer than 30 minutes, and keep a regular bedtime schedule to improve sleep quality. Sleep disruptors. Blue light from screens like phones, tablets, and TVs suppresses melatonin, delaying sleep onset by up to 3 hours. People who read on a tablet before bed take longer to fall asleep and feel groggier the next morning compared to those who read a printed book. Solutions to reduce screen impact are the use of blue light blocking glasses, avoiding screens 1 hour before bed, and switching to warmer, dim lighting in the evening. Many people believe alcohol helps them sleep, but in reality, it disrupts REM sleep, leading to fragmented rest, increasing frequent awakenings during the night, and causing next-day grogginess despite initial sedation. Long-term alcohol use is linked to sleep disorders, memory problems, and emotional instability. Sleeping pills do not provide natural sleep. They work by sedating the brain rather than promoting deep sleep. Risks of long-term use are memory loss and cognitive decline, higher risk of cancer, and increased risk of early death. Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia is the safest and most effective long-term solution. Sleep and performance in work and sports. When athletes increase their sleep duration to 9 to 10 hours per night, they benefit from quicker reaction times, increased speed and endurance, better decision-making, and lower injury rates. Sleep enhances the consolidation of motor memory, which is essential for mastering and retaining complex movement patterns. Deep NREM sleep contributes to muscle repair, growth hormone release, and tissue regeneration. Students who sleep less before exams retain less of what they studied due to impaired memory consolidation. Early school start times have been linked to chronic sleep deprivation. When schools delay start times by even 30 to 60 minutes, students experience improved concentration and memory, score higher on tests and assessments, exhibit better behavior and emotional regulation, and report reduced rates of depression and anxiety. Sleep-deprived employees are more likely to make errors in judgment, display reduced motivation, and experience emotional volatility, leading to poor teamwork and increased conflict. In creative fields, sleep enhances innovation. During REM sleep, the brain forms novel connections between ideas, fostering breakthroughs and insights. Many individuals falsely believe they can adapt to short sleep. However, cognitive performance continues to decline cumulatively with each night of insufficient sleep, even if people feel like they're coping. After just 10 days of sleeping 6 hours a night, participants in one study performed as poorly on cognitive tasks as those who had been awake for 24 straight hours. Alarmingly, these individuals didn't perceive how impaired they were, believing they were functioning normally. Practical solutions for better sleep. Daily sleep habits. Maintain a consistent sleep schedule, even on weekends. Wake up at the same time daily. Exercise regularly, but avoid intense workouts right before bed. Avoid caffeine and alcohol in the evening. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Expose yourself to natural daylight during the morning to regulate circadian rhythms. Creating a sleep-friendly environment. Invest in a good mattress and pillows for proper support. Block out noise and light using curtains, eye masks, and earplugs. Use relaxation techniques before bed, like reading, meditation, and deep breathing. Take a warm bath before bed. If you can't sleep, get up and do something relaxing. Avoid naps after 3 p.m. Societal solutions for better sleep. Schools should start later to align with teenage circadian rhythms. Workplaces should offer flexible schedules and nap-friendly environments. Health campaigns should educate the public on the dangers of chronic sleep deprivation. Experience a complete transformation by reading the book, which you can get at the link in the video description.